What's up you guys, and welcome back to the channel. So here we are taking a look at a game called Rover Mechanic Simulator. Now this was a code which was provided to me by Ultimate Games, so big shout out to them for providing that code, but they also did give me a couple of additional codes for Xbox. So if you want to be in with the chance of winning one of those codes, please do take a look at my pinned tweet on my Twitter profile. If you want to follow the link in the description, that will take you to my Twitter page and you'll be able to get involved with that and hopefully win yourself one of the codes that I have available for this game. But today I just want to take a look at this game and give you a sort of introduction to what it's about, because I think it is quite interesting, especially if you're into space stuff. You might be, this could be right up your alley basically. So just reading off the press release, it does say Rover Mechanic Simulator to arrive on Xbox consoles, restore the glory to Martian rovers. Following a successful launch on PC, Rover Mechanic Simulator is also coming to Xbox. It's a unique game that allows you to become a mechanic of Martian rovers, which have been faithfully recreated based on NASA technical documentation. So the release date for this game on Xbox One and Xbox Series XS was set for September the 22nd. So it is a game which is out at the moment. If you wanted to, you could go and pick this up on Microsoft Store right now. In the following months, Rover Mechanic Simulator will also appear on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. So that's a bit of a brief overview. I mean, what I'm going to do is get into the nitty-gritty of what this game's all about. So I'm going to hit A to continue here, guys, and we're just going to take a look at this game. What I'm going to do is have a look at a new profile. So I'll press here to select. I'm going to enter my name. Let's have a look. So we'll stick this in like so. I did have another game on the go, but what we'll do is we'll just stick Ellipse Gamer in for this one, hit OK for that. We're going to move across to create and hit A, and that's brought up this one. And what we will do now is just hold down on this one as if you're using a thumbprint to get involved here. Now in the options side of things, there's not much going on. General, it's just language. If you go into controls, you can invert the look, which I will do. You can adjust things like vibration, sensitivity, and other bits and bobs, which, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to leave those as standard. I'll hit accept there and then I'll go back. Also in the audio, you see I've set the music to 0 just to avoid any copyright issues or anything like that. But what we'll do is we'll just come out of here now, come out, and then we will hit start. And this will put us into the game. So I don't know whether you've played any of the sort of car mechanic simulator games. It's kind of similar to that, but as I say, if you're into space particularly, which I'm not really, to be honest with you. I mean, I do like the likes of Battlestar Galactica and things of that nature with a little bit of drama involved, but generally speaking, when it comes to space and things of a space nature, I'm not massively interested, but this game is pretty fun, to be honest with you. So I'll just read this tutorial mission just to start us off here. Since you are quite a fresh engineer, you have to complete special introduction missions to learn the ropes. Follow steps like this and you will learn more about working as a rover mechanic. Some of the steps, including this one, may contain multiple messages. Press right on the D-pad to view the next message. If you don't know what to do next, just look for such markers. So it's saying, you know, typically in a game we're looking for markers, aren't we, with current objectives. You can also hit LT to toggle the objectives panel in the top right corner of the screen. It does tell you there about pointers. Basically, if it's sort of grey, there's nothing you can select. If it's highlighted, then obviously you can select something, and if you've got the red sort of strike through marker, you can't do anything. The aforementioned side panels help you keep track of your current tasks, objectives, control, and parts collected log. So there's a couple of panels on hand. LT, LB and RB will bring those up. I'm going to hit A to continue, and what we're going to do is go forward here, hit this airlock should I say, console. We're going to work our way into here now. Now this is our sort of bay, engineer's bay I guess, and you can see over here we do have a couple of objectives to fulfill. So we're going to pick up our tablet like that, we'll pick up our tool case, and as you can see in the top right hand corner, as we do in each of these objectives, we are sort of fulfilling those and they're going green. The last one that we have to do here is a cordless drill. Okay, we've got that picked up. Now it does say here, your workplace, great. Now that you have the tools, you are almost ready to start work. Now walk around the hangar and we'll explain what each specific device does. Once you finish, accept your first order. Okay, so we're going to get cracking with that. So let's have a quick wander around. So we've got the radio here. You can hold X, I believe. Maybe. No, we need to hit A first. So it's literally just a bit of music in the background if you so desire. You can remove it like that. We've got a PCB table. So printed circuit boards, which I'm sure some of you will be familiar with if you're into electronics and all that type of thing. But basically, yeah, you can use this table to sort some and arrange some PCBs if required. You've got a Rover Configurator. So this is all about the ECU, so the electronic control unit. So you have to do certain things with that. It does say every time you finish the job, you have to plug the wireless configurator into the Rover and use the Rover ECU configurator to reset the system. What else have we got? We've got a first aid kit here. We'll press A to collect. I don't know what you need that for. I haven't come across using that yet. You've got an MCU. So this device is the main control unit of your hangar. Use it to operate the gantry crane and play retro video games. So there is a game on there, which I'll show you at the very end of this video, so stick around for that. But in the meantime, guys, yeah, it is literally a case of, you know, using this mainly to control the crane of the hangar. We'll hit right on the D-pad there again. Each play of one of the installed games will allow you to obtain additional resources. The amount of resources you will be able to get while playing will depend on your final score in the game. And you've got a 3D printer as well over here, so use the 3D printer to print you components and parts that you will need for Rover maintenance. The higher the complexity of a part, the more time it takes to print it. Try to complete your orders by replacing the smallest components possible, since it's a more economical approach. Remember that printing requires resources. You can obtain more resources by completing more quests. And we've got a crusher. So basically what this is for is if any part is damaged, you can then put it into here and destroy it and use the resources from it. And we've also got here a workbench. So this is where you can, it does tell you here at the workbench you can also clean dirty parts, but basically the main thing is to find out which components of sets are damaged so you can easily replace them. Keep in mind that you don't always have to 3D print specific set components. If you want to avoid too much work, you can also print an entire set, but this is, of course, a more expensive solution. Okay, we'll hit A there. I think that's it. We're going to take a look at the tablet by hitting the View button. And this is the Order Selector view. So welcome to the Order Selector view. So literally here, this is where you get your missions. This is where you're going to be doing things. You can start off with very basic stuff and work your way up to more complex stuff. We're going to hit the D-pad again there to bring up the next screen. So choosing an order just literally tells you that you can select your order and see a small note. I think that's about it really. I mean, you could take a look at that in more detail if you want to. So we've got this order which has come in. I'm hold down A on that to basically get into it, but it does say here request quest view. This tab is a central point of the game. Here you find out all information about your task. So we'll skip through this. You can also see more tabs. I'll explain this now as we go along, but basically in this view it tells you here that what we're looking at basically. It does say here that the rover is complete, so it's in one piece. And the description there says, this is going to be easy. Everything seems fine except one wheel. Would you be so nice and find out what causes the problem? So you can also see, actually I'll do the little tabs first. So you can go through those by using the D-pad to go across. And it tells you the objectives. So placing the lift in the right place, place the rover on the lift, repair the rover and then restart the drivers. And preliminary analysis shows that one wheel is damaged and needs replacing. So what we're going to do is as well, just flick across the top tab. So you can see here info-wise, so this is your sort of stats. Warehouse, this is what you've got in hand. So we've got the radio and the medikit, which is what we picked up so far. And then there's another screen as well with a bunch of upgrades, which, yeah, feel free to pause the video and read those things at your leisure, but you would upload these, you wouldn't basically upgrade these things as you go by gaining points. What we're going to do is come out of here now. We're going to prepare for work. Each rover is transported in a special metal container to prevent damage. And basically what we're going to do is use the crane to get it into a position where we can work on it. So that's the container. As you can see here, guys, we're looking at about 30 frames per second on the performance as we're moving around here. And some of the detail on items does look good from a distance, but when you get a bit closer to it, kind of gets a bit muddy. An example of that is here. So yeah, I mean, for what it is, I mean, the graphics aren't incredible from what I've seen so far, but it's about the play, surely. It's about the gameplay, in my opinion. It always is. Okay, what we're going to do is go to the crane to start off with, and we're going to move the crane over to this item like this. Now, this can be a little bit fiddly, and as you can see, there's a bit of glitchiness going on there. We use the RT button and then the left stick to come down. I'm trying to get it actually across there, and every single time that I've used this crane, it's been a little bit fiddly, to be honest with you. Are we above it there? Can we go down? There we go. See, it's just a case of sort of fiddling with it, a bit of trial and error, really. There we go, picking it up. We'll zoom out. And we'll lift it back up. And then we'll move it across here. And get this above this table where we're going to be looking at it. See, once again, it's a little bit fiddly, this, really, to be honest with you, and I don't know why. See it glitching? Why isn't it? Ah, there we go. Okay. I was in the wrong place, I think. Okay. Difficult to see, I think, maybe. Or maybe it's just me. Well, what we'll do is lift that up out the way, and then we'll hit B to come out of here. And then we'll hit B again to come out of here. So, here it is. The Rover in all its glory. I don't know about you, but I was expecting something a little bit bigger. It's pretty small, isn't it? I mean, yeah. It is what it is, guys. I don't really know much about them. I think they're used for a variety of tasks when it comes to things like planets and other, what's it called, like celestial thingamybobs. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments if you have any idea what these things are used for. So what we're going to do is hit select here. And it's going to tell us here that we've got 3 different modes. We've got assembly mode, disassembly mode, and an analytics mode. So basically, obviously, assembly mode is used for assembly, disassembly is used for taking it apart, and analytics can be used in order to see what's wrong with a particular part, or see how that part is performing. So once again, yeah, it's just telling us all about that, and it tells us that you have a mode indicator as well. So you use the D-pad to select the different tools. So yeah, it's right on the D-pad to select the building tool, down to go into analytics mode. So this is the one that we want, really. So we hold down X here, and it's going to tell us here that we want to be over the wheel, really. There we go. So the wheel itself is 55%, so it's not great, but that particular wheel isn't, it doesn't need replacing at this stage. That one's 66, 86, and I think if we press B to come out of here and move round, A again, and we're going to analyze this one as well. So hold down X. That one's 99%. 64%. Okay, 21%. So, as always, guys, the last one that you come to, 21%. This one's going to need replacing. So what we're going to do is go into, if I can, press B, go into disassembly mode. There we go. Left on the D-pad. So what we do is press A here, and then hold X to remove. And then it sort of zooms in. You have to move the cursor over the icon. Press A. Hold down X. Get those screws out of there. And then that's parts off. And then if we just move up a bit, once again, we're going to remove the wheel this time. So we're holding down X. We're going to move over the actual icon. And then hold down X to remove the screws. So fairly similar to Car Mechanic Simulator. And that should be the wheel off. Yep, so that's off. So printing, so literally what we're going to do now is press B. and go over to the 3D printer like so. This one, and then we're going to hit A. And what we're going to do is print a wheel. Now, it tells you here the resources required for this and what we've got in our wallet. So we've got 500 and we need 283. So we're going to hit A. This is going to print this wheel off for us now. And once this is printed, we can literally just sort of crack on with this now. So we're just waiting for the countdown timer, really. It's a pretty quick 3D printer if it's going to print off the item in such a short space of time, like 30 seconds, isn't it? Okay, so we'll press B to come out of here. And we'll see this come out of here now. There we go. There's our item. We'll press A there to collect, and then we'll just go over to here now, and I think we can just fit this one now. So we're going to press right on the D-pad to assemble. We'll press A on the item itself, and then we'll hold down X again to assemble. We're going to select the higher quality wheel, press A, that one goes on. We're going to move over to the icon here, get the screws in like so, and then once again it's the same sort of thing really, holding down X again on this one. We'll get the wheel plug back in, hit this one and get these screws back in. Okay, so that's the actual part replaced and reassembled. Nicely done. So it's going to tell us here the REC connector. So the last thing we need to do is reset in the ECU. Now it does tell us here that you can plug in the connector only if no parts of the rover are missing. And you can't reassemble the rover while the connector is in the rover. And if you configure the drivers and disconnect, then the drivers will restart again. And you will have to start again. So plug in the connector. So in order to do this, in order to stick the connector into the rover, exit the repairing view and press right on the D-pad for assembly mode. If everything is fine, you should be able to stick it in without any problems. To disconnect the connector, press up on the D-pad for the disassembly mode. Okay, so we'll press A. I did think disassembly mode was left, yeah. It's not up. Oh, we found a little mistake there, guys. Okay, hold down X here. And that should be that in there now. Now what we need to do next is to go over to here. And we're going to reset this thing. So we're going to hit A. So this is where it gets a little bit... You get a bit of a puzzle going on here. Now, this reminds me of BioShock, but it's not the same, really. I mean, you don't have a sort of time restriction or anything like that, but... On the screen, you can reset the rover's system. Your task is to create a path from the battery to the output. When you select a blank file, the inventory panel on the left will display. Now, red and green spots are supposed to be filled with special tiles that either add or subtract voltage. To safely reset the system, you have to reach the target voltage as shown in the top right-hand corner of the screen. So it's telling us here that we need our target voltage is 8. So that's what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do first is fill in these ones where one of these sort of voltage, positive or negative, is not required. It's just a straightforward piece. So we'll pop that in there, move down this one. We're going to rotate that one by pressing Y. We'll move down to this one, put this one in, and then we'll stick this one in and rotate again. I'm kind of doing this pretty quick now because I've done this a couple of times now. First time I did it, I was quite confused by the voltage and what you're supposed to do. Probably because I didn't read the instructions, but don't tell anybody. But anyway, what we're going to do is stick some of these bits and bobs in here to kind of get the positive flow sorted. And then we'll add our negative flow. So it's a bit of trial and error. I'm just going to hit whatever to start off with. And now 4 plus 4 add 2 is 10. And we need a target voltage of 8. So I don't think we're going to have enough, because if you think here, the minimum that we can have, if we put 1 in each of these, that's going to be 6. We want 8. So let's have a look, see what else we can do here. So have we got another 4? No, we don't, but we do have a 5. Right, let's stick a 5 in there. So 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 2 is 11. What have we got at the other side now? So we could do 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 would be 7. So that would be too little. So we really do need another at least one more. Okay, let's do 2. So that's now, what's that now, guys? So that's now 13 positive. So we want to take off, 5. Is that right? Yep, taking off 5. So in order to do that, we're going to do, I think, 1, 1, 1, and 2. So if we do 1, 1, 1, and then if we do this one as 2, spot on. Whoa, I can breathe a sigh of relief now. Tell you what, I didn't sort of practice that really. I should have really practiced it so I didn't feel so nervous doing the maths on the spot. But anyway, press B to continue. We've done that now. So we've come out of here. Finishing orders. Congratulations, you have just finished your first order. Now the only thing you have to do is to go to your tablet and select the finish order button. Then the job is done. We don't recommend finishing orders without repairing the rover. And for your own sake, the option is blocked in the tutorial mission. So, this is sorted. We've got the electrical side sorted. So what we need to do now is hit the view button. And then we can go down to complete order. And then we're going to hold down A to scan our thumbprint. And as you can see, that's now completed. Here you can see a summary of the quest you have just completed. In the task box, you can see how many experience points you've gained. In the damaged goods parts, you can see parts which were damaged. You always have to repair all of them to get all the rewards. Right. Well, we've repaired the rover. We started the drivers. Let's see if... So there was one damaged part, being a wheel. Was that the one we took off? Or is that referring to another one? I think it was just the one, wasn't it? So I think we've done a good job there. We've got some resources, plenty. It tells us what we've spent. So we've got 2,000 resources. We spent 283 and we gained experience of 380. So what we're going to do now is hold down A and that'll then take us back to the first screen. And yeah, guys, I mean, that's it. That's our first mission complete, and I really hope you enjoyed seeing that. But that's where we're going to leave this video for today. Please do stick around and you will see one of the retro games that the screen provides for us. This game has within it where we can gain more rewards. But guys, I want to say thanks so much for coming through. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave me a like, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you would go ahead and subscribe. It would really make my day. And guys, I want to say thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please do stick around for one of the other videos that will come on screen at the end of this one. Thanks so much for coming through, and I'll catch you again soon.